What is fuel in Hearts of Iron 4? Fuel is a required resource that lets you use planes, ships, motorized and mechanized units. The easiest way to source fuel is to trade for it. Of course, you exchange civilian factories for these resources. You can trade over land without using convoys, so long as there are neutral or friendly nations between you and the nation you wish to trade with. It's not worth trading civilian factories for fuel early in the game to train your troops and planes if you're not going to war right away. In fact, you may find that you can get more fuel simply by switching your economic law, as civilian economy, early and partial mobilization lowers your fuel gain per oil. All countries have a base daily gain of 48 before trading, which isn't a lot. In addition to this, your nation may also be extracting oil as a resource. It is important to know where the oil sources are in Hearts of Iron 4. There are some oil fields in Ukraine and Baku. Romania is also an important source of oil in Europe. Malaysia, Sumatra, Borneo, and Java, sometimes called the Rubber Islands, have fuel. Iran and Venezuela also have extra oil. So do Mexico and Iraq. Both have sources of oil that are controlled by either the UK or the US, which can be nationalized through Mexico and Iraq's focus trees. However, the biggest by far is the United States. If you puppet a nation with oil, you can trade 80 oil for one civilian factory, which is 1/10 the normal cost. Another option is to research synthetic refineries, which is the equivalent of 1 oil each for the first tech, but can be about 3 oil each when all bonuses are fully researched. Synthetic refineries are usually built for their rubber production and are unlikely to cover your fuel needs. So I don't recommend researching and building them every game. Generally, this is a building that Germany constructs to help win the air war. On the right side of the industry page is fuel refining. This gives bonuses to the total fuel you get per oil and is always worth researching. At times you may need to conserve fuel. The first thing that you should do is set your fighters to intercept in air zones that you're only protecting from bombing. Another thing to check is to see if your main fleet is on strike force, as they will stay in port and only use fuel when countering enemy fleets. Each of your divisions that use fuel will have fuel capacity, and when they run low on fuel they will have reduced stats and speed. At the bottom of the logistics menu there is fuel prioritization. Although I can't recommend using this over manually setting missions, as sending your fleet out with low fuel is a death sentence.